Alright, welcome back to the next episode of Rogue Trader. As we were about to drop onto a planet for another main quest, I was just walking around the ship talking to the crew to get a little bit of background information, and I discovered Argenta is actually not from a military specialized part of the Sisterhood.
And the enlightened Sisters Dialogus know how to greet enemies of humanity. Their dialogue with heretics is usually quite short, with the last word being a bolter discharge.
Ah, gotta love that sister sense of humor. So, awesome.
And my order has
That was because I passed a Law
Imperium
Imperium check, and as you've noticed, you can probably hear the audio from the game again.
We are the
Wonderful.
keepers of the Imperium's relics. What would become of our...
So I'll finish up my questions around here. Very exciting, because we want to get on to the mission. I just want to say, hey, yeah, we have character audio again, because this is a top-tier recording operation. And other than that, I think we're just going to jump straight into the next quest. Because there's not much re-equipping to do, there's nothing left to do in the sector, just to jump in and finally get ourselves a tech priest, which I really, really need. So there you are, Machine Spirit Keeper, New Blood, Land on Rykad, Minoris are all objectives. Let's fly over there and get this done. Because I'm intrigued. Hope you are too. Oh, apparently we have an event before it all happens. Okay, I'm dozing off my desk and now I'm seeing ghosts. You stand up and stare at dozens upon dozens of corpses surrounding you. Among their number you recognize the disfigured and bloody faces of those who died on the ship's bridge and those you met in your previous life. How is this possible? I'm assuming I am dreaming or hallucinating. As if of its own accord, the shard lying on the edge of the desk, the sole remnant of Kunrad Voigt's weapon, slips into your hand. Didn't I lock that up in my safe? The metal is searing cold, the dead sway from side to side, closing in around you in a nightmarishly slow advance. There's no option to say I'm aware that I'm hallucinating, so I'm going to say stop. I did not wish for any of you to die. Okay, the dead are closing in on me. Am I fighting zombies? No, I'm still hallucinating. An unbearably bright light floods everything around you. Find yourself surrounded by grovelling minions, their bodies shivering in your mere presence. Your hands no longer hold a pitiful shard, but a majestic and intricate weapon, a skillfully crafted sword with strange, unnerving proportions, a curved design. I'm holding a demon sword. So he had a shard of a demon sword, and I'm now hallucinating having all of it. The okay, I have a voice that appears only in my mind. The tapestry is woven, the path is chosen, accept your fate, champion. I can say, yes, master, I am the sword's master, not its servant. Remember that, which would be dumb, because it is a demon weapon, and that is just not how they work. So, demon weapons in 40k. It's what happened when you take a demon or a warp creature and you put it in an inanimate object. As a result, they're infused with a bunch of power, and so people tend to think, hey, that's a great idea. I can have a really sharp sword, or a sword that shoots fire, or all sorts of things. The problem is you're then carrying around a demon, which has a will of its own, will not bear you any goodwill at all, and so inevitably might try to do things like possess you, or guide you to certain actions, or generally just make life very difficult eventually. If you ever lapse in your focus or willpower for a moment, that might be it. And as a result, these things are very, very dangerous. So throw the demon blade away, never. My body refuses to obey my mind. The handle feels as if it has become one with your hands. Resisting your fate is futile. No, resistance is not futile. I hope. There we are. See, I'm awakened from the vision. Kneeling next to your desk, clothes drenched in sweat, with the sour taste on your tongue, your head is ringing, and you struggle to recall those faces. Only a deep cut on your... Oh, shit. So, remember, I started having voices in my head during the prologue when Voigtgear stabbed me with the shard, right? And then I lost them when I walked through the fire. Holy fire, the miracle cleared that away, and now I've gone and cut myself with this blade again, so imagining the voices might be back. I have failed a quest, however, probably for the better. You would rather die than touch that thing again, so you reach a shaking hand for your Vox and call for a servitor. Now you just have to wait for the mindless automaton to arrive, pick up the cursed artifact, and head for the nearest airlock. Should have done that to start with. I wish it was an option. I had it locked in my safe. I'm not sure what it was doing sitting on my desk. In fact, let's go check the vault. Okay, it is gone from the vault. So that is something. Okay, well, that's unpleasant, and I'm worried about what may may now be sharing my skull with me again. But, you know, we can worry about that some other time, I guess. Let's go see what's going on this planet. Okay, Reichard Minoris, begin scan. There should be starport, full team. Let's drop. In terms of things we discovered about the teammates, not a huge amount. Argenta works for the part of the Sisterhood that defends holy artifacts. So they defend reliquaries and things like that. So not a militant arm in the sense that she's not a battlefield trooper, but she is a defender of certain places. As for Cassia, we just learnt some more about her house, House of Celio, which she thinks is top shit, which I guess is a fair answer on her part. And then avoided all the obnoxiously flirtatious options again, because they would be wildly inappropriate. Let's drop. Oh, this looks like a great reception. Nice piloting by whoever's bringing in our little Arvis lighter, however. I wonder if we can replace this with something, like, more substantial. Like, I want a gun cutter. I want something with some firepower and some protection. Starport greets you with a din of ordnance and smell of explosives. Okay, we have a sergeant. Sergeant Malgar holds weapons on the ground or I am firing. Okay, so he's saying the skies are in lockdown, rebels are shooting down everything. Oh, so he thinks I've stolen my shuttle, and he's telling his people to grab me because we're a rebel landing force. Abelard just goes, by the Holy Throne, what is this mess? And Adira says, they're in a rough spot, old man, go easy on them. I will, they're in the middle of a war zone, and to be fair, that's one of the more reasonable explanations for what might have happened. I do have a pretty fancy-ass ship, so, you know, maybe they thought I stole it. Abelard enlightened this rabble. No, you must be mistaken. I am the rogue trader of House von Valancius. Soldier grows more and more pale with every word you say. As soon as he is done speaking, he falls to his knees. No, we're in a war zone. No, none of that. Okay. Oh, and as I'm saying that, there is an explosion. A frag grenade explosion cuts off the rest of his words. Shrapnel flies everywhere. Oh, great. So someone actually loses a limb. And he still turns back to me. And yet the sergeant still turns back to me. Pardon me, sir. Sergeant Lasse Malgar reporting. My unit is holding the starport on the governor's orders. How may I serve? What is going on here? Unrest, sir. Armed rebellion in both the capital and the provinces. I'm guessing this is a chaos uprising that has something to do with the chaos manifestations on the Navigator Station and the chaos uprising on the prison planet. Just maybe. They hit the Vox hubs, the arsenal, and the mag train stations. That makes sense. Oh, and Cassia is saying what I'm saying. Then Felix tore off his mask precisely because he knew the trouble on Reichard Minoris. My unit was here. Okay, so he's saying the governor took the measure of increasing security at certain key facilities. And because they had taken the measure of adding extra security to the starport, that's the only reason they held it. Which is very important they did, because otherwise I couldn't have landed. They're crushing us, the scumbags. It's been a whole turn since the last reinforcements came in. We're running low on ammo. Every other fighter is wounded. Don't know how bad it is in the street, but they'll drive us out of here any minute. Do you guys have charging? So, the primary weapon, one of the reasons... I don't want to go on a logistician rant here, but the las gun, the primary weapon of guardsmen and some PDF units and others that you'll see a lot of in the 40k universe, it's not a particularly powerful weapon by the standards of the universe. It's very powerful by our standards in the modern world. Like, it'd be much more powerful than your average assault rifle on some of the depictions in the lore. But the main advantage is logistical. Anywhere you can get a charging station, you can recharge the power packs and have more ammo. So if they had enough time, they could presumably set up a small generator or connect into one of these vehicles or a dozen other ways to potentially recharge a power cell. And in an absolute emergency, if you don't mind destroying the power cell, according to the law, you can create an open fire, throw the power cells into the fire, and it'll massively reduce their lifespan, their capacity, whatever, but they will absorb and convert some of that thermal energy into stored energy that you can then use to fire at least some additional rounds. So running out of ammo is a bit unfortunate if you're using las weapons. I feel like morale is going to be important here, but most importantly, I need to hold the starport. There's an option here that says, I cannot leave you and your people without aid. Reinforcements will be sent from my ship. Like, if I can deploy even just a platoon of armsmen, given how few of them there are here, that might at least be enough to hold the landing pads, which is what I really need to do. Okay, he's happy with that. We won't fail, we won't forget, we'll be praying to the Emperor for you, your lordship, sir. Plus, it makes a good statement to Winterscale that I sent my troops to him in his time of aid. Do you happen to know if a member of the Inquisition came here? This will freak him out. There we are, his face fills with awe. I don't know, sir. There definitely haven't been any visitors like that on my watch. You might have to inquire at headquarters, your lordship, sir. I'm going to see the governor. If I may report, sir, as long as the rebels keep shooting their damned anti-aircraft battery, there is absolutely no way to get your shuttle to the governor. You'll have to be on foot and the streets are dangerous. I have no one to send with you as an escort. I sent all my troops with the esteemed tech priest to the governor. Hey, we need that tech priest. I will voxcast orders to them to wait for you. Okay, so we're going to meet up with the tech priest and the troops. And I'll inform headquarters they better send out a convoy to meet you halfway. Meanwhile, we will follow the governor's orders and hold the line. What's Adira saying? You're a good soldier, but you've got a lot of blood on your hands, both yours and others. You know, the same hand that salutes now might falter in darkness. Rank and epaulets won't save you from the bitterness. It's not a nice thing to say, Adira. It's a fair point. We need to watch out to make sure he doesn't get bitter and turn to the other side. But do you need to say it out loud? Pardon me, milady, but I can't get my head around these fancy words you're saying. I've seen plenty of blood, but trust me, I'll fight to my last drop. I need to buck him up. How can I buck him up? Okay, I'm not going to tell him to move out and attack, because that seems dumb. Besides, I'm here, and I have Cassia, so I'll handle that. I'm not going to destroy their morale by saying the governor has left them for dead. You're a good soldier, Malgar. I will see to it that your heroism is noted. He can get like a mention in dispatches or something. Whatever the 40k equivalent is. I live to serve. Another explosion interrupts the sergeant's words. Okay, he bows. They're going to go back to fighting. I'm going to quickly check if there's anything to grab in the vicinity. Because it looked like the other way was... Yes, there is. So I'll just grab this stuff, whatever it is. Okay, so there's been some damage. And then... I thought I saw a stairs down. Incoming fire. So we're going to have to clear some bad guys. Malgar, don't mind me. I'm just going to put those things in my storage. And looks like we have rebels down here. Okay. Okay, I've checked my items one more time. I don't think I've missed anything. Let's go. What have we got? 14 hostiles. Lots of range. Some melee. Okay. I think what we're actually going to do... I don't see why we would move up to engage too much. Something like this. With the two heavy hitters up front. Argenta deployed like that. Abelard over here. And the command staff, so to speak, hanging out further back. Should give us the room to draw them in, concentrate them, while also being able to use our seize the initiative turns somewhat effectively.
Already done.
I get nervous every time I do this because Adira can cause perils because she's unsanctioned, which is not cool, but that is a lot of damage to open with. What do we want to do now? I think we want to get Argenta into the game. She's not buffed yet, but she can start putting rounds down range. Just got to get those shots going. Although she's not buffed yet, obviously. Now if I give... This is the real question. If I give Cassia an extra turn... Yeah, no, she just gives someone else an extra turn. So we'll bounce that back to Argenta again. Then we'll check Cassia's willpower.
Faith without deeds is worthless.
Unfortunate. Like I said, she really needs to spin up to her buffs in order to be maximally dangerous, but that's okay. So now they'll hopefully have to come towards us, which is what's happening. And what I really need to do is get some area clears down with Cassia, but for that she really needs to spin up, go up to speed 2. Argenta. I mean, we can make the attempt at the single shot. But really, I'm waiting for these guys to get closer. We'll go into run and gun. Take the shot. Take the shot again. Okay. Now we can finally start getting some buffs down. Vok.
Not a problem for me.
Here we go. Okay, Cassia, where are you up to? You're up to willpower 135. Fantastic. So let's go Vok on to Immaterium. And who is in range to nuke? Rebel Gunner, Rebel Bruiser. Bruiser Rebel over here is nukeable. 27 to 58, that's a probable kill.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
Oh, and I roll a 29. Awful. Okay, that is what it is. I imagine all these guys are way out of range, and I don't want to move up just yet. What I do want to do is get Cassia into servant mode. Voice of command her. You know, just get her buff to space. I have a good shots out here. I have a good shot way out there. Let's take that because no one else can. Fantastic. And then I think we feed another turn to Cassia. See where she's at now. Still only willpower 164? I don't know. She's getting a plus 75 boost from Mastery of Time. 15 stacks of 100. We could move her up and get more AoE, but I'm waiting for her actual turn in order to do that. So instead what we will do is pick someone who's going next. Like this Bruiser Rebel is apparently going soon. Now he's not going soon. She gets an AP, throw it on Abelard. And we are very close to having ultimate already, and the ultimate is going to be what lets Cassia just walk out into the middle of the field and just nuke everyone. We'll throw Argenta some ballistic skill. These will all be out of range. Probably hook around this side, go around the flank.
On it.
Blindness on the gunner.
Anything else?
And that'll probably do me. Okay, her actual turn. I think we come out here.
Emperor, give me strength.
I know this looks nuts. I know this looks nuts. Do we want to give Argenta the extra turn first? I think we do, because Argenta needs to kill this guy out here.
As the Emperor commands, I act. Doubt is for the weak. Is a prey.
Alright, well, a little bit of friendly fire, but we did okay there. Slam the auto reload. Argenta's problem is her gun's getting a little bit dated, but that's okay. And then show him your eye. Willpower 170. Let her rip. Well, that's a thing. Cassia's not overpowered. Although, to be fair, she's a navigator, and that's just a navigator doing navigator things. The stare is very dangerous. Abelard is now much more mobile, because we increased his charge distance, which is actually his run distance, if that makes sense. We'll brace him for impact, because he is going to be exposed. I think it's actually better to go 18 to 16 like this.
I will do my duty.
Miss anyway, and we'll go into Endure. But he can tank whatever they throw at him.
Help me, Lord Captain.
I don't need to help you. You're about to... If we get to your turn, you'll regenerate all of your health back. Your regeneration rate's like 17 hit points per turn at this point. Okay, Abelard probably needs some help over here. But we need to be precise with our shooting, unfortunately, because Abelard is in the way. Ah, no we don't. Because we can dash. Much better.
I'll do it.
She gets shots. The problem is that she just needs a better gun.
Nothing I can't
Give an
do.
extra turn to Cassia.
Me. Die with grace, at least.
Cool. I think that's 2 targets left. And I think we're basically done at this point. I mean, I may as well buff our allies just for the sake of it. But I think if I just finest out Cassia, this is done.
I have read tomes of military tactics. I am a
Alright. GG. No re. Alright, I think that was a good test proof of concept for Cassia. Area secure. I'll keep advancing. Once I loot, of course. We found some armor upgrades for Cassia. Not that she particularly needs them, but you know, never hurts. Found some more loot. Found a shipment that was meant to go to the Winter Scales, including a nice little cloak, which I have borrowed, requisitioned, in order to support me in my clearance of the spaceport, and I gave that to Cassia. It gives an increase in range to officer abilities, which I presume includes her ability to transition action points. Thank you, Argenta. Lucky Jasper. Thank you, my lord. You arrived in the nick of time. Are you unharmed, soldier? These blind lunatics are all over the city right now. Okay, so we've got blind cultists everywhere. Or people blinded by the cult. It's heresy, actual heresy, because listening to it scrambles your brain. Made one patrolman freeze in his tracks, where the blind mob got hold of him and carried him. Okay, that's pleasant. Who are you? Lucky Jasper, the governor's aide and personal Vox operator. I was dispatched to the starport on special orders. What exactly were you doing here? Following his special instructions. It's a secret assignment, I can't talk about it. I'm going to go persuasion. What if what you know is priceless intelligence? If you were to die before you could relay it to anyone... He's like, yeah, well then that would make me a saboteur and a traitor now, wouldn't it? You're right, this is an emergency. So why'd they send you to starport? So he's been sent to the starport. He knows about the prison riot. He knows about the navigator station going silent. And he knows the rebels are shooting down things with an air-to-air cannon. And then he stops abruptly. There is something else you're hiding from me. It's nothing classified, just personal. There's another reason why I'm here. My betrothed is missing. Raquel Vicari. Hey, we met Raquel. We met Raquel. You know what I'm afraid of? That they'll come back and those rebel scumbags will shoot them out of the sky. I wanted to find a place that's high up, set up a Voxcaster and send them a transmission. Say the sky's closed off. Oh, he was trying to tip off Raquel. Abelard observes the inherent danger of conflict of interest. I'm going to say, worry not, Raquel is alive. I met her on Ricardia Filia. Really, that's marvellous. May the Emperor protect you for 1,000 years. 1,000 more for bringing me such good news. I'll name my firstborn after you, I swear. In fact, I'll name all my children after you. I know who Yvain is, so I don't need to ask him. Do you think the governor can handle the rebellion? Well, obviously, I'm not some pessimist to stay otherwise. I'm going to use persuasion. I won't tell anyone. You really won't? Well then, if you ask me, things are pretty rotten. Those rebels are strange. We could easily have quelled a normal riot, but these are not. We're not some commoners. We're Ricardians, the naval elite of House Winterscale. But those people, they're vicious. They know no fear. I'd be more worried if they were the other group that know no fear. And their attacks, they're so precise. It's like they know what's going to happen ahead of time. Command executed 7 officers on suspicion of espionage, but it's not about spying. Oh great, Aurora. We heard the cultist on the prison planet say that. So this is... I think this is all some Cinchian bullshit, is my current bet. Idira is feeling professionally threatened. She can see into the future, is that right? We'll see about that. She's up against the wrong psyker. Okay. I'm looking for an interrogator. Oh, finally, someone who's actually seen him. I'm sorry, but I don't like discussing the affairs of the Inquisition. I'll get some information about the planet. I'll ask him what he thinks of Yvain. Okay, so I have an option. Brutally maim him. You know, I think I will punish you for disclosing classified information. No, I have no more questions, because I have no problem with him revealing classified information that belongs to the Winterscale dynasty to me. No. The Winterscales can punish him if they choose to do so. But I would like people to know that they can tell me classified information with no consequences, because I like classified information. And I dropped a save there because I think there'll be more combat.
Submit and you'll die quickly.
But I have a feeling I will be able to clean this up pretty quickly. Okay, so this is the formation I came up with. What we're going to want to do is, and I think we've got a good, yeah, we've got great initiative. So what we want you to do is we want to get Argenta's flamethrower into play. Cassia needs to nuke this group, and we're relying on Idira to nuke this group. So that is what we are going to try and do. Let's get Argenta returned, and Abelard's job is to go take out this guy. So we come up, we dash. And then I think what we do is we run and gun and then start getting some area effects down.
Faith without deeds is worthless.
What's the arc look like? That looks pretty good.
Rejoice in battle. Escape the Emperor's judgment.
Beautiful. Okay, if we can get one more of those down, we're going to clear a lot of stuff there. We'll go straight to the momentum boost from all that damage that she did. Throw her another turn straight away.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
And I'm pretty sure if I moved over 2, I wouldn't get these guys. So it is what it is. And that should have unlocked our ability to go revel in slaughter. Let's move into a kind of cover. Or at least move back towards cover, rather.
As the Emperor commands, I act.
Because she'll get her actual turn soon.
Already
Idira, if you would.
But of course.
So she needs one more turn, which she will get in order to get those kills. Okay, Argenta's actual turn. Her first actual turn of the combat. I think I'm pretty confident that Cassia can handle those. So if we go Revel in Slaughter,
I'll do it.
that'll unlock our ability to, if we need to, run and gun again. We might be able to... Yeah, I think we can. So before Adira takes her turn,
Be the fire in my heart. As the Emperor commands, I act.
Argenta can take that. Which I think actually unlocks Revel in Slaughter again. Not that we need it right now. We can take another shot to try and get some damage down on these guys, which I think we will do.
Guided by faith.
All the way to cover over here.
Right there.
Booby Trap's got it.
I'll do it.
8 damage down, and we have the ability to throw the full extra turn already, which I think we throw straight onto Cassia, because what she can now do is step out to maybe here. Let's go lidless. Probably lidless into lidless.
If I may. The fury of House or Senate.
Held in my gaze. Ah, damn it. Who's next? Juster. Juster might be able to get 1 damage down on this Rebel Commander, but I think it's more important to... So we'll maximize damage instead. We'll take the Agitator.
Another color painted black.
Fantastic. So that's Cassia's bonus turn from her ultimate. Juster.
Suits my purposes.
Extra turn for Cassia. Lidless.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered.
Thank you. What are you at? 130. Rookie numbers. Oh, this guy's in range. Fantastic. So what do we want to do? Deadeye shot or burst? Nah, burst too dangerous. Let's go at all costs.
Problem for me. Nothing I can't do. Nothing of value has
Thank
been
you.
lost.
We're immediately into ultimate again. Which means we could give Argenta the surge at this point, which we might end up doing actually.
Be careful not to cross my gaze.
But let's give her an ordinary extra turn first. Actually no, let's... So to do that, do we have to come to here? What's our range? We don't have the range. What we can do is go straight into this.
In the name of House Orselio, I shall prevail.
And we can go Revel.
The enemies of the Emperor will be undone.
And I think we just go spam flames.
Faith without deeds is worthless. As the Emperor commands, I act.
Free reload. 15 kills. 0 enemy turns taken. Action, economy, and initiative manipulation at its finest. Love it. Okay, we've looted some nice items that might be very, very useful. First of all, Skirmisher Boots. Whenever the wearer deals damage to an enemy, the wearer has a 25% chance to gain 2 movement points. I like it. And then this armor, which is a plus 10% parry against melee attacks and a plus agility bonus, which gets Cassia up to agility 40, which moves her up the initiative order, which, as you know, is like something I am obsessed with doing. I like dodge and I like initiative because the best defense is not letting the enemy have a turn. That was my approach at Phoenix Point, and it was my approach here. I'm basically playing this game like it's Phoenix Point. Like, I'm investing in mobility items that remind me of Dash. Unfortunate. Argenta, don't embarrass me in front of the viewers. Let's continue to advance. And we're advancing, it seems, immediately into a cutscene. So I'll let that play. Now that we have game audio.
Change is coming. The edge is nigh.
The blinded ones are harmless. No sense in shooting them and drawing
No,
attention.
I would shoot them.
Fire on the nearest target!
Yep.
Don't kill the tech priest! We need to take him alive!
Oh, you messed with the wrong...
Roll back!
Never underestimate the cog, boys. Never underestimate a cog boy.
May knowledge be thy fate. Let the cycle be discontinued.
Well, there you go. Pascal, the man dressed in crimson, should not have survived the Yes, he should. He's a tech priest. He may well be more machine than man.
Not another step. Flee, for I am death.
Okay, Oppen.
By the throne! What is that servant of the Omnissiah made of? Adamantine?
Quite possibly.
Blasted!
Abelard, this is no time to lose your composure. Present me.
Rogue Trader von Valancius greets you, honored tech priest, and graciously grants you permission to remain
That's
in
better.
his presence.
I identify you as a member of a high stratum belonging to Rogue Trader House von Valancius. I am detecting no need for confrontation.
So for those of you not familiar with the Warhammer universe, the Adeptus Mechanicus are basically the technical arm, not quite of the Imperium, they're their own organization. So technical knowledge is jealously hoarded. A lot of people can be taught how to operate technology, but there's a lot of superstition layered over it. You might know how to clean a firearm, maintain a firearm, operate a vehicle, etc. But the underlying principles of technology, those are jealously guarded. And they're cloaked in superstition and controlled by an organization called the Adeptus Mechanicus, the cog boys, the boys in red, who are technically an independent political entity who have signed a treaty with the Imperium and as a result operate as one with the Imperium. They have a representative of the highest center of the government, and they acknowledge the Emperor as also their highest being. It's complicated, but the point is they are a significant power block. And science, as you typically think about it, and progress, that's a complicated question. Most people in this universe don't do science as we would think of it.
The convoy received an order to meet you. It is no longer functional. Therefore, I propose that we continue to advance to the rendezvous point with the governor's soldiers.
And as you have seen, many members of the Mechanicus extensively replace parts of their organic body with mechanical components. Who are you?
I identify as Magus Pascal Hanema of the priesthood of Mars. By the grace of the Omnissiah, I am currently assigned.
So the Omnissiah is the god of all knowledge, one of the things that the Mechanicus looks up to. And one of the big questions is the Omnissiah the same as the Emperor? And whether it's true or for political convenience, everyone agrees that they are the same thing, so the Mechanicus and the Imperium hold together. That's my understanding.
Templum Calixis. I have heard the name before. The station
Okay, so he's come a long way.
Celio's star charts in the Furibundus system,
I
not
shouldn't-
far from the void colony of Footfall.
I shouldn't ask him about the technology.
This was my doing.
Oh, he doesn't remember.
The voices are being weird about him. They're saying garbled, conflicting things. Like they're talking about completely different people.
When I hear someone says a tech priest is two different people, I get suspicious. Suspicious that he's either got like a rite of jubilescence or two consciousnesses. Like there's a whole bunch of things that could be explaining that. You do not know how he caused the explosion?
The Omnissiah granted me a revelation. The spirit of this machine was dying, but it wished to perform a service, for such was its design. I sense this.
Okay, so he doesn't know how he did what he did. Why do you wish to see the governor?
I'm here to carry out a sacred mission. My mentor, Archmagus Amonat, summoned me, and I hastened to answer his call. But the
Okay.
rabble unrest prevented our meeting.
So he was on his way to see the governor and he got intercepted.
By their commander to discontinue their movement and await to be merged with your group. Then, due to their incompetence, they let themselves be.
The Mechanicus doesn't put a huge value on unaugmented human life. I invite you to join my retinue.
Acknowledged. Predicted.
Ah, okay, so I can only have 6. Who am I going to leave behind? This is the question. The group is more powerful with Justa in it. But I feel like for story purposes, even though he's pretty... Like, if I was going to dump someone, I would dump Abelard or Adira. Adira because I don't like her, having the chance to cause warp phenomenon and summon demons and all that sort of stuff. So, yeah, Unsanctioned Psyker, probably pass, but she does tend to read people pretty well. Abelard introduces me. That's his main power. I feel like we're cleaning the clock on combat encounters mostly by virtue of having Justa around. But dumping Adelard for her, even if it would make the team more overpowered, like... I feel like we'll bring Abelard for the moment, but I feel like in future he might be replaced. Let's put it that way. Let's bring Pascal into the squad. Now, don't tell Argenta where we found it, but I just found a new bolter literally in a dumpster. Now, because her bolter was getting pretty worn out, so what have we got? 9 to 14, so significantly more damage, but 1 less rate of fire. I'm happy to take that trade. She's got the flamer for close-in damage. She has the bolter now for more precision. Just the 6 to 10 just wasn't cutting it. So more damage per round I'm going to take. Hopefully eventually we'll get her the combination of... I need to up her damage is what she's really missing. So she'll get rapid fire, which doubles rate of fire eventually. And then the one that means rapid fire doesn't give you a damage nerf. That's my plan. We'll grab this loot. More grenades. I love some grenades. More people who have had their eyes removed. Pleasant. Doesn't this make you really want to join Chaos, everyone? Ending so well for all these people.
Are different, but the similarity in our attitudes towards ministry. It unites us.
Hidden treasure? Please tell me hidden treasure. Hidden treasure. Plus 5% dodge if the wearer's agility is more than 40.
You are right. Only
That's
we
me.
know what it is to pray to our intercessor at an altar.
There we are. Dodge 90%.
Those close to us, to be their spiritual shield.
And we can throw the improved armored body glove. There we are, 25% as opposed to 25% and dodge reduction. Means that we've now dropped Argenta up to that 90% dodge as well. Fantastic, should be some good damage mitigation. Which way was I going? The other way. We have some multi-melter turrets that are not happy. Oh, but I want to activate them. Absolutely. Pascal, if you would. Triggers a level up, and just in time. Okay.
I'll turn you into corpse starch.
I'm going to have a race to see if I can take these guys out faster than the multi-melter turrets, because they go after Abelard and Argenta, but I'm going to get all my Seize the Initiative turns. Psych, we're actually here without Abelard, because I've had to revert. I've engaged in some time travel shenanigans, because apparently ejecting Justa from the team in what is an extension of a known bug, ejecting her from the team mid-mission, caused me to experience a strange bug wherein I had infinite Seize the Initiative turns. So, rather than just cheese that, I rolled back in a way that should allow me to play without that particular bug. So, let's enjoy being powerful, but not completely overpowered. Turn 1 clear, sort of. Actually, no, it would have been a turn 0 clear if we did it on Seize the Initiative, so I'll call that a turn 1 clear. Well done, team. Let me level people up. Perun's got to get this upgrade. This looks like it'll be amazing. During their extra turn, any kill made by the target restores 1 AP, 1 MP up to Fellowship bonus times, which is 7 for Perun. Target can redirect that ability with the remaining AP and MP to another target. All you have to do is drop this on Argenta or Cassia, and they're just going to chain the kills. So that is just the worst of the kill sprint sort of abuse that I used to love doing in Phoenix Point. So that is back. I don't like dismantling attack at all. I don't think it matters. He's got, what is he, 70 logic, 82 tech use. Let's square logic up. So we're rocking 60. There might have been some changes as I wrote back to say, but we're looking at 60 intelligence here, 82 tech use, 80 logic. Gotta love it. Adira, again, I don't think the dismantling attack actually matters. And her law skills are pretty useless anyway. The like Medicae and Law Warp are the only ones I'd ever use realistically, so let's put Law Warp on her. Can always respec her later. This was cool. I think I like the until the end of combat, all attacks are 20% harder to dodge, and they have 10% armor penetration because it's useful. It's an upgrade that's useful on area attack and non-area attack. Now Cassia only has a 4 fellowship bonus. I don't know how much extra damage. I'm going to give it the same one, and just remember to cast it from Perun if I can. Similarly with Justa, who's looking at Fellowship bonus 5. Easy. I just think the kill sprints are the best option. I could probably go for some diversity there. Maybe I'll respec into it later. Wow, that is a lot of junk weapons that we can trade to someone. Fantastic. I'll have a quick look for loot, and then we'll advance. Okay, we are on the main streets. Some blokes approaching. Young Warden, your lordship, Private Camille Regius, ready to escort you to the command center. Okay, he's telling me that the convoy that was meant to greet me got ambushed. He is the only survivor, but all the rebels are dead. Pascal is throwing shade on the local military, and I have an awareness check here, or rather, Cassia succeeded one. Your uniform looks odd on your soldier, as if it belongs to someone else. He's saying it's a new uniform. Cassia is saying that she's seeing some bad hues. And okay, he's bullshitting us. Okay, so, private, uniform that's not his, convoy was all killed, but also all the attackers were all killed. I think we're looking at one of the attackers talking to us. How did you make it alive? What can you tell me about the insurgency? Ungrateful rabble rose in rebellion against the planet's lawful governor. They are all heretics deserving of a most terrible death. Order will be restored. The guilty. He sounds like a caricature. Like, he's either the most loyal dude ever, or he sounds like a bad guy trying really hard to pretend to be what he thinks the good guys sound like from, like, a cartoon he watched once. Apparently I can't call him on this shit, so we'll follow him for the moment. Like,
I'm always ready.
Can I shoot him? No, apparently not.
You are in the presence of House Orselio.
Nope. Okay.
It's about time.
Guess we're going to continue.
I'm still new to the art of exploring.
He's one of the dead soldiers from the convoy who was apparently carrying a lot of booze. Good on him. Got to get your priorities right during a chaotic event like this.
Explorator is blessed with multifunctionality.
Bunch of food in there. This looks like an ambush site.
My house would be proud of me.
The remains of my squad. Once we put down the rebellion, they'll be given the last honours they deserve as soldiers fallen in a righteous battle. This battlefield looks highly suspicious. Half of your comrades never had the chance to draw their weapons. I'm sorry, I just think the writers telegraphed this a bit too much. Or I look like an idiot, but I'm like, this guy just screams like fake. And the direction of the shots, the attackers knew exactly what path the group would take and how large it would be. Too many parts of your story failed to add up. I'm beginning to wonder if you are a traitor. Yeah, Cassie is saying he's full of shit. Pale green is seeping from his every word, and I know the colour of deceit well. Once I mistook Felix's words, so humble and full of sweetness, for sincerity and truth, they were poison. Oh yeah, and I clicked through too quickly, but it sounded like he was praising some sort of chaos being. I think I saw Aurora there as he was revealed, so yeah, I'm pretty sure we were just successful there. drop a quick save, just in case I somehow did the wrong thing.
What is that?
Oh, there's a booby trap over here.
That was insulting.
Good on you, Argenta. I'm not sure why you ran over the trap, but okay. Looks like we have some rebels here. I'm guessing this is going to be the world's worst ever ambush. But it won't actually be... Yeah, no. It's not actually the ambush. I'm guessing that if we were following him, this would be an ambush. So, what have we got? 10 characters, rebels... Oh. Give me a second, I'm going to curb stomp this. Okay, absolute unrepentant curb stomp complete, but there should be some nice equipment here. Little hand flamers. I have enough carapace chest plates, I think, but the hand flamers might be interesting. Collect some other equipment. Loot it all up. And then, if there's anything interesting, we will re-equip. Check these guys over here. It's just the problem for them is that Argenta and Cassia are just so destructive with their AoEs and point targets that as long as I yell at them enough, which I'm getting very good at, Perun is very good at yelling at people, very good at yelling at them to just do what they're doing more effectively. That looked interesting. Stub carbine. Okay, 12 to 18, single shot, it's got Deadeye. I think I like that more. I mean, ideally I'd like another long las, but I don't have another long las. Let's also give you a full suite of grenades, Mr. Pascal. Clean up these troopers. And continue exploring. As we were going, we found this thing, the emergency injector. When the wearer must fall unconscious, a stasis field immediately recovers toughness and bonus wounds instead. The wearer loses all movement points, but gains 30% to dodge for 1 round. So it's like a... just in case. Now, Cassia regenerates so many wounds, and as long as she's in play, I'm pretty sure I can usually win any of the sort of battles I've seen so far. So, this gives her one last chance to avoid being knocked out properly, so it might save our bacon. So I've decided to issue it, and I'll give her more grenades, although, frankly, her abilities are usually going to be more damaging than the grenades anyway. Must be good to be a navigator. Let's move on. Found another group of enemies. They seem to suffer from the same weakness as the others, however. That is, they find it really hard to operate without turns. You know?
As the Emperor commands, I act. Faith without deeds is worthless. This one is a prayer.
It's really rough when that happens before you get to take turn 1. You know what I mean? Alright, having cleaned those people up, there's an area here where we can climb down, but it causes us to leave this map, which I don't want to do yet, because there's a whole bunch of map left for us to sweep. Apparently we haven't looted everyone, which we will do. But yeah, I want to sweep all of this map before I leave it. Classic RPG maneuver. There might be a loot, and loot is money, and a rogue trader likes money, so let's do that. Admittedly, the odds of us finding anything that's worth as much as our time, given our status as a probably very high salary individual.
We must act.
We'd probably take profit share.
Already done.
I'm not going to make the same mistake those convoy people did. And that's an anti-aircraft gun. Okay, that'll be the Hydra battery that tried to shoot us down.
Did it?
Thank you, Pascal. This, I'm imagining, will be more defended. I'm not sure if they can actually point the gun at us. They shouldn't be able to at this range, but who knows? So let's drop a save and then run in. I like that we're able to get this close. Ancient anti-aircraft battery. Red-haired woman with gaping black holes where her eyes once were. Light, light, light. Okay, I don't like her. These gloomy rebels are torturing people and shooting people down. And they've now turned to face us. Right, now who's this, they're asking. Let's order them to surrender. Okay, get them, lads, for Aurora and the final dawn. So, big on the Chaos front. 17 opponents. Spread all over the place, it looks like. Any on this roof? No. So it looks like we've got a base of bad guys here around the gun, low ground, and then some snipers up high. Okay, we can deal with that, I think. We want to clear these guys out. This becomes our cover. Sweep and clear through to there, I think. So let's do disposition. I know it looks weird, but hear me out. What we need first, ideally, would be for, well, Cassia's going to take those out. Let's see what the normal initiative order is. Argenta's going to get a traditional turn. We want as many of these to die beforehand. Okay, we can deal with that. Adira, please.
But of course. What an unfortunate turn of fate.
We've got some serious HP here. Which might be a problem, but I think we can deal with it. That's a relatively weak target. Perfect. Alright, my positioning was correct.
Faith without deeds is worthless.
So we can do these double shots
I refuse.
from the single AP while still going through 2 targets to put some more DPS out.
Suits my purposes.
Got to get those extra turns.
I'll do it.
And now what we should have is a traditional, like a conventional Argenta turn. I think we'll eliminate him. Should take a while for the rest of them to close on us. Okay. This works. Argenta's the one who needs the stat buff, but we're going to give Cassia the extra turn. Because Cassia, frankly, her stats are high enough. And all she needs to do is lidless. Disappointed by the miss there. But Perun can still probably... What's his damage on that one? 14 to 20. May as well take the Gloomy Rebel.
Not a problem for me.
He's also going to be our chance to solve some of those long-range targets, but we've got what we've got.
Me, if you insist, Lord Captain.
Argenta, if you would be so kind.
As the Emperor commands, I act.
Thank you. Because there's more targets over there, that's okay. Because what I'm pretty sure we can do... Oh, Perun's turn's not for a while. Ideally we'd give her... Oh no, Justa can do it. Easy as. Easy as. With her insane movement. Which I'm convinced is a bug rather than me misinterpreting some sort of mechanic.
Step aside. The navigator is coming.
That should be 3. Thank you very much. The Fury of House Orcelio, indeed.
I am fear incarnate.
I am a navigator, not a...
Because Cassia now gets a full turn with an infinite number of attacks.
Always drowned in scarlet. I'm afraid not.
Oh, I stuffed up. I should have done the movement first. I was distracted with my power. Distracted with the overwhelming power I was experiencing. That's okay. We wasted the ultimate. But we are not in too bad a shape.
Suits my purposes.
So we'll give Argenta a boost on her next shot. She will need it, and start working on the snipers up high.
Never wavered in the face of adversity. Nothing I can't do.
I don't think Justa has the range to hit anything until we get... Oh, we should issue her a stub carbine as her backup, so she has some range too. That was done with me, but I can fix that after this fight. We have Deadeye. Does that give us the range? It does not. So we'll settle for voice of command on Idira.
Anything else?
Idira, Argenta needs more ballistic skill. Please and thank you.
They who discern the future on the battlefield.
Almost got him.
Will do.
But we'll blind just in case. Ooh. Apparently minus 30 ballistic skill was not enough. So we'll throw the buffs down. This reduces reduces recoil and enemy dodge. This increases allies' damage and allows them to remove exploits, as well as just Pascal himself. Okay, no line of sight. That is unfortunate.
Cogitation failed.
They'll have to come up these stairs eventually, and then Argenta is just going to meet them halfway. So as you can see, we've mostly cleared the top area as planned. We can wheel around, and then I think this AA gun will be taken offline, and hopefully that has some significance in terms of allowing us to, for example, re-establish communication with our ship. At the very least, Sergeant Malagar should be happy with us.
This is unacceptable. Faith without deeds is worthless.
Okay, back to the bolter.
I'll do it. Trust is a
Rebel.
As the Emperor commands, I act. I will bathe this battlefield in righteous fury. Eradicated.
Thank you very much, Argenta. Her ballistic skill's up towards 90, so it's not the it's not the willpower of Cassia, but ballistic skill, you feel the effects a lot more than the truly stupid numbers of willpower. Not quite in range. We can take care of him.
Suits my purposes.
Doubt is for the weak.
Really? Okay. I was hoping we could interact there. That'll do. She's sort of by herself, but at the same time that also sort of doesn't matter.
I'm not accustomed.
Because she can just do that.
Another firm painted. If only that were possible.
I think we're done here, don't you think? I'll be back when I've cleared the spot. We just need to get rid of the last snipers and we're pretty much good to go. Okay, we've cleared the area. AA battery is under our control. Apparently all we can do is blow it up, destroying it completely, because deactivating it quickly is not an option. We're going to tech use it. Thanks to Pascal. Anti-aircraft battery certainly was constructed a long time ago, long before the colonization of this world began. It comes as no surprise the insurgents were barely able to operate it. Modern arms protocols are incomprehensible to the machine spirits of such an ancient construction. This is unfortunate, but it has to be done. Unfortunate. Alright, let's loot the area. Flak armor, 35%. Okay, so we're getting some better medium armor. and just some average shotguns. Okay, so I'll just collect all this and see what is interesting, but before we forget to do so, we said we wanted to give Justa something with a little more reach as her secondary. She's got a Las with burst, but maybe she'd be better with a stub carbine. We'll try it out. This is more like it. Wearer deals 5% damage. Wearer gains 5% critical hit chance to single shots and deadeye shots, and a sniper rifle. Fantastic.
Ready for data input.
I actually think... So the question is, do we give that to Justa or do we give that to Pascal? I think it's Justa for the moment. So we swap things around like this. So the dominant weapon is the sniper rifle. Then we give her the sniper gloves. Gives her 12 to 16. The long las is better, but, you know, I'm not giving Perun the second best. And then the question is, do we want to give anyone... Do we want to move anyone over to 35% medium armor? I don't think so. I like the toughness bonus on what she's wearing, so I think that's good for the moment. I'll finish the looting, and then we'll take stock. And here's an interesting part, probably to close out the episode, on why I'm not a big fan on the idea of Adira staying on the team long term. Adira was casting a psychic power. That's what she does. She's a psyker. If you don't cast psychic powers with her, I'm not sure what the point of having her on the team is. So she periled, even though we had 0 warp instability. Now she's unconscious with a serious injury, and there is a plague bearer standing next to Pascal. I think I can solve this, but it isn't ideal. First we need to get rid of all these cultists, which can be accomplished by having Cassia look at them. Her willpower's at 110. Ideally, what we want to do is then get an unlimited attacks turn on her, which can be accomplished. We just need to survive a little bit longer. There we are. And what Perun can do
My time is now.
is give her 4 held my gaze attacks.
Me?
35, 27,
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
26,
I'm not accustomed to duty demands.
39. Okay. There is now no Plague Bearer, although Pascal is very poisoned. What do we have? We got 1 AP left,
That is foolishness.
which is not enough for held in my gaze. This is the guy who goes next. Now he does not go next. Get a refresh. Again, this is the chain kill ability that we get from Perun, so we can do this 7 times, I believe.
Isn't this a job for the duty demands?
And if you want to know how much damage she did that turn, I do not know. These two are not overpowered. In any case, that's probably a good place to stop it. I think we've demonstrated the skill of our team pretty damn well. I don't know what's coming next, but I should be able to carve through those mobs. So from now on, if there's a basic fight like that, unless something happens like the Plague Bearer appears, as did there, I'm not going to be showing most of those fights from here on out. I'm going to be sticking to the boss fights and the major encounters, but I just thought this episode, we wanted to get a feel for where we're at in terms of the synergy between our officers and our damage dealers, and I've got to say, I think it works pretty well. See you next time.